Part 1. The Fall of the Umayyads and the Rise of the Abbasids, 750 CE. In the year 750 CE, the Islamic world witnessed a dramatic revolution. The mighty Umayyad Caliphate, which had ruled from Damascus for nearly a century, was overthrown. Their empire stretched from Spain in the west to the borders of India in the east. But beneath this vast territory, dissatisfaction was growing. Many Muslims, especially non-Arabs, felt marginalized under Umayyad rule. The Umayyads were often criticized for favoring Arab elites and turning the caliphate into a hereditary monarchy rather than a spiritual leadership of the Muslim community. Into this tension stepped the Abbasid family. Claiming descent from Abbasi ibn Abi al-Muttalib, the uncle of Prophet Muhammad, they promised equality among Muslims and justice for all believers, regardless of ethnic background. The revolution began in the eastern province of Khorasan, led by a mysterious and powerful figure, Abu Muslim. Black banners were raised as symbols of change. The Abbasid army marched westward, defeating the Umayyads at the Battle of the Zabidat by 750 CE. The Umayyad dynasty had collapsed. The first Abbasid Caliph, Abu al-Abbas al-Safar, declared a new era. His title, al-Safa, meaning the bloodshedder, reflected the violent consolidation of power that followed. A new dynasty had begun. Part 2. The founding of Baghdad. The real architect of Abbasid power was the second Caliph, al-Mansur. In 762 CE, he founded a new capital city, Baghdad. Baghdad was built as a perfectly round city, known as the Round City. At its center stood the Caliph's palace and the Great Mosque. Radiating outward were administrative offices, markets, and residential areas. Strategically located near the Tigris River, Baghdad quickly became the heart of trade between East and West. Merchants from China, India, Africa, and Europe brought silk, spices, gold, and knowledge. Within decades, Baghdad became the largest city in the world, home to perhaps 1 million people. It was not just a political capital, it was about to become the intellectual center of the world. Part 3. The Golden Age begins under caliphs like Harun, al-Rashid, and in the Abbasid Caliphate entered what historians call the Islamic Golden Age. Harun, al-Rashid, became legendary for his wealth and patronage of learning. His reign is famously remembered in the stories of 1001 Nights. But beyond legend, his rule marked a flourishing of culture, trade, and science. His son, Al-Ma'mun, went even further. He established the legendary House of Wisdom in Baghdad. This was not just a library. It was a research institute, translation center, an academy combined. Greek, Persian, Indian, and Roman texts were translated into Arabic. Works of Aristotle, Plato, Hippocrates, and Ptolemy were preserved and studied. The Abbasids did not simply copy knowledge, they improved it. Part 4. Science, mathematics, and innovation during the Abbasid Golden Age. Scholars made revolutionary discoveries. One of the greatest mathematicians of this era was Muhammad ibn Musa, al-Khwarizmi. Al-Khwarizmi introduced algebra to the world. In fact, the word algebra comes from his book Al-Jabr. His work on algorithms later influenced European mathematics. His name even gave us the word algorithm. In medicine, physicians like Al-Razi wrote detailed medical encyclopedias and distinguished between diseases like measles and smallpox. Hospitals were established across the empire, offering free treatment to patients. In astronomy, scholars improved astronomical tables and built observatories to study the stars. In chemistry, early scientists experimented with distillation, acids, and laboratory equipment. The Abbasids transformed knowledge into practical innovation. Part 5. Art, architecture, and culture. The Abbasid period was not only about science, it was also an age of artistic brilliance. The Great Mosque of Samarra, with its spiral minaret, became a symbol of Abbasid architecture. Calligraphy flourished as a sacred art form, decorating Qurans and buildings. Poetry became a respected cultural expression. Poets were honored in royal courts. Literature thrived. Trade routes connected Baghdad to China's Silk Road and the Mediterranean Sea. Goods, ideas, and cultures mixed in this vibrant empire. Baghdad was not just Muslim, it was multicultural. Christians, Jews, and Muslims worked together as scholars, translators, and officials. This spirit of diversity fueled creativity. Part 6. Political fragmentation and challenges. But no, empire remains powerful forever. After the reign of al, political unity began to weaken. Provincial governors gained more independence. Military leaders, especially Turkish slave soldiers, known as Mamluks, gained influence in politics. In 861 CE, the assassination of Caliph al-Mutawakkil triggered a period known as the Anarchiyat Samarra. Regional dynasties began breaking away. Spain was ruled by Umayyads. North Africa had independent rulers. Egypt saw the rise of new powers. In 945 CE, The Persian Buyid dynasty took control of Baghdad, reducing Abbasid caliphs to symbolic leaders. Later, the Seljuk Empire would dominate the region, ruling in the caliph's name. The Abbasid Caliphate survived, but its political power had faded. Part 7. The Mongol Catastrophe 1258. The final blow came in 1258. The Mongol army, led by Hulagu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, laid siege to Baghdad. The city that had once been the jewel of the world fell in weeks. Libraries were burned. Scholars were killed. It is said that the waters of the Tigris River ran black with ink from destroyed books and red with blood from the massacre. The last Abbasid Caliph in Baghdad, Al-Mustasim, was executed. The Abbasid Golden Age had ended. Part 8. Legacy of the Abbasids. Although Baghdad fell, the Abbasid legacy did not disappear. Surviving Abbasid family members later established a symbolic caliphate in Cairo under the Mamluks. More importantly, the knowledge preserved and expanded during the Abbasid era later entered Europe, helping spark the Renaissance. Mathematics, medicine, astronomy, philosophy carried traces of Abbasid scholarship. The Abbasids proved that civilization thrives when knowledge is valued. They showed that diversity can strengthen society. They demonstrated that ideas can outlive empires. Conclusion: the Abbasid Caliphate was more than a dynasty. It was a turning point in world history. From revolution and empire building to science and culture, from glory to destruction, the Abbasids shaped the medieval world. Their golden age remains one of humanity's greatest intellectual achievements. And even today, when we speak of algebra, hospitals, libraries, and scientific method, we echo the legacy of Abbasid Baghdad. The empire may have fallen in 1258, but its light still shines across history.